We begin into news tonight with stories from home. The Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, said his administration will leverage on the years of diplomatic ties with the Swedish government to create more avenues to boost opportunities in education, cultural exchange, and other areas that will impact on the youth. BTV News' Esoya Osemige reports that the governor said this when he received the Swedish ambassador and head of mission to Nigeria, Annika Han Igland, accompanied by her husband Magnus and Sarah Ibru of the Trade and Investment in the Swedish embassy on a courtesy visit to Government House, Benin City. The report.
Obaseki commended the Swedish delegation and the level of creativity and innovation in Sweden, adding that Edo State is the most strategically located state in Nigeria. He noted that Edo State's strength is in the areas of transportation, energy of which the state has generated over 1,000 megawatts of electricity. The governor said his administration in the past 7 years have engaged in job placement and other areas of bilateral cooperation in education and cultural exchange, while the state is still working on managing irregular migration through engagement with the European Union, the IOM and other partners.
What we've tried to do in the last 7 years is to undertake some major transformation particularly in creating the environment for people to stop here and do business. Because we're a transport hub, there's business to be done in the area of transportation. Because we're a gas hub, there's energy, a lot of energy. We generate almost 1,000 megawatts of power in the state alone, which is about a fifth or a sixth of what the national production is. We had a major problem with migration, and we worked very closely with the EU to curb the incidents of irregular migration and human trafficking from Edo State. And the records are out there. It's obvious, you can, ask.
Obaseki noted that in time past, Edo State was #1 in human trafficking and irregular migration, but his administration worked on to redirect the attention and focus of the young people to train and reorientate them. He said they also focus on culture and entertainment because of the creative instinct of young people in Edo State, and noted that they are working to support the creative industry in the state, focusing on culture, digital, logistics and manufacturing.
From a situation where at some point we had almost 30,000 young men and women in Libya trying to just cross over to Europe, where Edo was clearly #1 in terms of human trafficking and irregular migration. Today, we're not in the league at all. That's changed. And what we've done essentially is to focus on our young people to try and reorientate them, emphasize education, particularly foundational education, and also job training, job placements, look for new areas like technology. So that's why we are, very excited that this is an area of focus for you.
Earlier, the Swedish ambassador to Nigeria, Annika Han Igland, said the visit is aimed at boosting the diplomatic and business ties within the Edo State government and Nigeria, leveraging on the presence of over 40 Swedish companies offering services in areas of transportation, energy, ICT, mining and healthcare.
On the area of culture, I also would like to mention the decision taken by the Swedish government to return 39 Benin artifacts. So there is cooperation between the Swedish National Museums of World Culture and National Commissions of Museums and Monuments on how. So it's an ongoing discussion, but the decision has been taken. So now it's just a matter of how it would be done practically. So I'm very glad to announce that also and see how we can work more on that.
She said the Swedish government is seeking further areas of collaboration in addressing the issue of irregular migration.
You also, Your Excellency, mentioned the EU cooperation when it comes to migration, and we as EU members are very much into that discussion also, and how to have this broader discussion on migration, both irregular but also on legal ways of migration. And we are happy to see a number of students from Nigeria coming to Sweden to study. We have study programs through the Swedish Institute, for instance, and also cooperation between universities, where we have exchanged both on regular level, but also on master programs and doctoral programs. So it's this is an area where we also cooperate both bilaterally and in the EU context.
Esoe Osemege reporting for BTV News.